welcome back to the Scramble Drill Podcast. Wild card is done. We are heading into the divisional round. I am excited. Landon, how are we doing?
I'm loving it. I love the wild card round, but it almost feels like a bridge between the regular season and the playoffs. It doesn't feel like full playoffs, but to me, division round is like we're in. I mean, we're neck deep now. And I'm
lock it in.
about it.
Oh yeah, we've got 4 games to go over. If we get time, maybe we touch on some more big coaching moves that have happened in the past few days. But that's only if we get time.
I've got so much to say. I don't think we'll get there.
I don't think so.
But maybe we do. Maybe we do.
We'll see. We're going to go by time slot like we usually do. This is the game I'm most excited for. Probably you're most excited for. Most of America probably is most excited for. My boy Josh Allen and his Buffalo Bills go into Mile High to play the Broncos at 4:30 on Saturday. Where do we start for this one, Landon?
I mean, I think let's start with the road team. Let's start with Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Because we both were kind of on the train all last week that we thought Jacksonville might be their toughest AFC opponent.
Yes.
And
that's the team they matched up the worst against. Yeah. That was their worst matchup.
So the thing about Jacksonville, the reason Jacksonville was such a bad matchup was because Jacksonville can really run the ball and Buffalo cannot stop the run. If they're the biggest flaw on this team, people will go straight to the receivers. I don't think the receivers is the biggest flaw on this team. The biggest flaw on this team is they cannot stop the run. I mean, everyone gashes them. And also, a huge part of Buffalo's offense is James Cook running the ball, and Jacksonville is the elite of the elite at stopping the run. So it really was not a great matchup for Buffalo. They obviously get through it. And now looking at the Broncos, Ben, I have not been the biggest – you could say I've not been the biggest believer this year. Is that a fair statement?
You are not a Bo-liever?
I hated that. What you just did right there, I hated that. I have not heard that before.
I didn't come up with that. That's Broncos fans. That is not me. That is Broncos fans.
That's the thing. I know you didn't come up with it, but I'd still never heard it, and I hated it. But no, I have not been a believer. I'm not going to say what you said. I have not been a believer. But here's the weird part for Josh Allen coming to this game. He has so much pressure on him in this playoff run. And this is how I feel about the Jacksonville game as well. See if you feel the same way. There is a ton of in the Jacksonville game, there was a ton of risk for Josh Allen in losing that game, and I feel like the reward has not been that high. Have you gotten that feeling?
Like people aren't really praising him very much? Yeah, I was feeling that because I was looking at a lot of the mainstream stuff. Looking at ESPN and all those others, and all the games people were talking about were, the Bears game. They were talking about the Steelers. They talked about the effect of the Eagles, and very little coverage was gone over the Jags and Bills.
Yeah, it was almost weird. It was almost like people kind of expected the Jags to win, but also didn't give Josh credit for winning. It was a weird game. I kind of feel the same way here. I feel like Josh Allen in this playoffs is like, if he makes the AFC Championship game, it'll be a disappointment, but that's not like a fall on your face season. If he makes the Super Bowl, it's a success. If he wins the Super Bowl, it's a super success. I feel like if he loses this game, I feel like if the Bills lose this game, this is still a massively disappointing season. Is that what you're feeling?
Yeah. No, it definitely is. All of it, and I get it. All of the boogeymen are gone. Mahomes is gone. Burrow is gone. The road to the Super Bowl lies through. Obviously, now you have to beat Bo Nix because that's there's a whole lot more in this game to go over than just Bo Nix, but that's what people look at is the quarterback matchup. It's Bo Nix ahead of him, and either Drake May or C.J. Stroud.
Yeah. Yeah. So, to me, the key of the game offensively for the Bills is, can they block them? I mean, it's really that simple. Obviously, the Broncos have had a week off.
Yeah. And I've talked about this at length, obviously, because I'm a huge Josh Allen fan, about the weapons, but the Bills do have a very good offensive line.
Very good offensive line. I think
so they can block them.
Looking at some of the advanced stuff, it seems to be a touch better run blocking than pass blocking, but it's still very good at both. Here's the thing. People are going to talk about, oh my goodness, Pat Surtain versus this receiving group and these DBs versus this receiving group. I'll be honest, in a weird way, I think them not having that good of receivers, it's not a benefit in this game, but it's almost like kind of par for the course. Because outside of Shakir, they can't really get open against anybody. So it doesn't matter if it's Pat Surtain or the 18th best corner in the league. They're not getting open anyways.
Yeah, I don't have a true number one for Surtain to take away.
Yeah. So, and the most effective pass catchers for the Bills, I mean, I know Brandon Cooks had the big, 40-yard catch at the end there, but like, it's a lot of tight ends and Shakir, and Pat Surtain will go in the slot, but he's good there, but I think he's still a little less effective there than he is outside, and so I don't really see somebody he's going to shadow. I'm interested to see what the Broncos do there with Surtain and how they handle that. But the biggest thing for me, for the Bills, the reason I'm going to pick the Bills for this, one is I haven't believed in the Broncos all year. I know they're 14-3, sticking on that. The Bills can't stop the run, and the Broncos, R.J. Harvey has shown he's a good player. He does a lot of things well. He's not a guy that you're going to give 25 carries to and just say, take us there. That's not his game.
No. And Bo Nix throws the ball a lot. A lot.
It's crazy.
He'll have games where, like, multiple games, like he'll throw 50 passes.
Yeah.
So they do not hang their hat on the running game. They just don't.
And even the like R.J. Harvey, he's good out of the backfield, and even their backups, they don't have a thumper as their backups. I mean, you got
they had J.K. Dobbins, but he's out.
Jaleel McLaughlin.
Yeah.
Jaleel McLaughlin, that's his name. And then what's the other guy that they bring in on third downs? He's like number 26 or 28. I'm trying to remember his name.
Oh, Lord, you asked me.
Can't remember right now, but none of them are thumpers. Like, that's not their game. That's not what they do. And so I think Buffalo's weakness matches up with their weakness well. Like where the Jags' strength was, they can really run the ball, and that really hurt Buffalo's weakness. I don't think the Broncos are really set up to take advantage of that weakness of the Buffalo defense.
No, I fully agree, and that's kind of where I am too. Is obviously the matchup is going to be, can Josh Allen and the guys move the ball against this Denver defense for sure, but
right.
Like you said, I think Buffalo's defense matches up well with Denver's offense. I mean, as long as you don't let Bo Nix scramble a ton in this game and get 60, 70 yards that way, I think they can hold this Denver offense down. I think that shouldn't be a problem for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we can switch over to Denver now. I will say this. This is something you always look out for with Denver, and when the Bills in Denver. I just checked the weather. It's going to be like 50 degrees and sunny in Denver. So you're not worried about weather in this game. Like,
no.
It can get sideways over there sometimes. But, man, Denver, I think there's pressure on Denver in this game, and I'll tell you why. And I've got a take and kind of a prediction, and I want to see how it hits you. I know Bo Nix is young. I know this is year 3 of Sean Payton in Denver. Is that right? Year 3 or year 2?
Oh,
I think it's the 3rd year. Yeah, because he had Russ.
He only had one. He only had 1 year of Russ, right?
Yeah.
And
so this is year 3 of Sean
quick.
Payton, year 2 of Bo Nix. I think with the landscape of the league, with them getting the 1 seed and the bye, my prediction is this is the best chance the Broncos ever have to win a Super Bowl with Bo Nix.
I'd agree with that.
Like, you hear that, and I think at first you might be like,
well, I think I could say the same thing like last year with Jaden Daniels in Washington, is when you have these young quarterbacks who are cheap, this is your window right now is to do it. Because you can cover the flaws of a young quarterback.
I think the difference there is Jaden's roster was terrible.
That's true.
And Jaden didn't have the 1 seed, he didn't have a home game, and he didn't have a bye. Bo Nix roster's good, he's at home, and he had a bye. And, by the way, if he wins this game, he's going to be facing Drake May, who's actually way younger, but his age in NFL years, or CJ Stroud. Like, yes, he has to go through Josh Allen. That is one of the bad men in the league. But he's not going to have to go through any of the other top guys in the AFC. I think this is the best chance the Broncos will have with Bo Nix to win the Super Bowl. And so I think there's actually, even with a second-year quarterback, even them being underdogs, I think there's a lot of pressure on them in this game.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I mean, I agree with. Obviously, there's the pressure on Josh Allen's side, but him being the only one with a roster that, top to bottom, isn't as good as Denver's roster. It just isn't. So the fact that this is a Bills year where they are beatable, you've got the young quarterback still on the cheap deal with one of, I don't know if it's the best, a top 3 NFL defense. They are a top 3 NFL defense. I think we agree on that.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
I mean, that's a formula that you should be able to win. And Sean Payton can figure it out on offense. Yeah. So if you don't win it this year, look, the Chiefs are going to be back. The Chargers are already making changes. By the way, we didn't mention this last week. The Chargers have $110 million in cap space. That's not including contract restructures, not including cuts. So the Chargers are going to have a new offensive coordinator, a healthy offensive line, and a ton of money to spend. And the Chiefs will be back. And the Bills aren't going anywhere next year. And the Bengals might be back. Dude, you got to take advantage now. You got to.
By the way, the Patriots.
And the Patriots are going to be back.
There.
I think the Texans will still be strong.
The Jags.
Yeah.
The Jags are good. Like, the AFC's crazy loaded. Honestly, I think there might be more teams with a quarterback in the AFC than without their quarterback. So
really, truly, yeah.
I think this is Denver's best chance to win. I honestly do. I think there's pressure on them for that reason. I don't think they're getting killed if they lose this game. I think people kind of expect them to lose this game at this point. But, man, you're the 1 seed. You're at home. I'll tell you this, the Denver fans aren't expecting them to lose. So I think there's real pressure on them in this game.
Yeah.
Real pressure.
No, I agree with that. Do we have anything else? Would we want to? We didn't do this last week, and I thought that we should. Is actually predict who we think wins this game. Landon, who do you think wins this game?
I think it's going to be the Bills. I don't know that I think it's a low-scoring game. Like, you would think Broncos defense, Bills pass defense against a team that likes to throw it should be low-scoring. I like the Bills by maybe a touchdown. I mean, 27-20, something like that is what I'm thinking for this one.
Yeah, I do think the Bills win this one. I'm going to be, again, very stressed because I'm pulling for Josh Allen to get it done this year. But I do think the Bills can get this one done. Vegas has got it as Broncos are right now 1.5-point favorite. So it's a tight game in Vegas' mind. Yeah, they were initially an underdog.
Oh, okay.
Now the money has flipped. The Broncos are favored. So we'll see. Okay. But I think this was one the Bills can win.
Yeah, I would take the Bills. So do we want to do what's at stake for the quarterbacks?
Yeah, let's do that.
So what do you think's at stake for Josh Allen with a loss? What would a loss mean for Josh Allen?
A couple of different things. Obviously, it's going to go down as a wasted opportunity. It is for the same reasons that we just talked about. There being pressure on the Broncos. It's not a quiet storyline. Everybody knows this storyline. No Mahomes, no Burrow. He's been on the doorstep time and time again. And it's not for reasons that it doesn't seem like Josh Allen can get it done. Man, he's done it before. I mean, he left 13 seconds on the clock for Patrick Mahomes. Last year he was driving through a miracle pass that Dalton Kincaid dropped, and he played well in all those games. with the exception of he didn't play great against Cincinnati when Joe Burrow beat him. But
yeah,
every other game
he was not good in that one. But.
Every other game he's been phenomenal. So it's not for Josh Allen playing bad, but it is what it is. He still hasn't gotten there. And with the AFC this wide open, it is a wasted opportunity if he doesn't do it. Even if he plays well, and trust me, if he plays well and loses this game, I'm going to be the first one on the podcast absolutely defending him with every ounce of my being. You know that.
Yes, you will be.
But
yes, you will be.
At the same time, I can't sit here and say that it's not a wasted opportunity, even though I'm going to be defending him.
I think it'll be the worst moment of his career. I think it'll be worse than the Cincinnati game, and because all the other games he's played super well. I think this would be the most devastating moment to this point in his career, with a loss, and I feel bad because what's at stake with a win? I mean, with a Super Bowl win, everything's at stake, right? Everything's at stake with a Super Bowl win, and this is one step of getting there. But I just feel like even if he wins this game, I don't know how much credit he's going to get for just getting to the AFC Championship game this year. I don't know if that's enough.
He's done that like four or five times.
Yeah, he's done that a bunch. I've seen him do that.
So, I mean, I do hate that. I do hate that a win. Yeah, at 3 for sure. But like a win does nothing for him.
It does very little. I hate that.
A win
we
does
will
nothing.
give him credit. We gave him credit last week. We will give him credit for a win here. But I feel like at large, like people are sitting there thinking, okay, everybody's gone. Getting to the AFC Championship game is not enough. It's not enough.
Yeah, and I do hate that because these are very good teams. The Jags were, in our opinion, the best overall team in the AFC. Now he's about to face either the best or second best defense in the AFC on the road. And if he gets that done, I don't care who it is. That's impressive to do. But the knock is going to be he didn't have to go through Mahomes. He didn't have to go through Burrow. He didn't have to go through Lamar, even though he's like 3-0 against Lamar. But still,
right?
It's not those guys out there. So that's the situation.
Yeah. All right. So what about Bo Nix? What's at stake with the loss?
I mean, the things you mentioned were, I feel like pressure on the Broncos as a whole as a team. Yeah. I don't really feel like there's much on Bo Nix's shoulders here. Yeah, I don't think so.
No, there's nothing. And my take, I feel like no one else, like a bunch of people are not going to agree with that. If he loses this game, so what? You got the 1 seed, and I count getting the 1 seed as, I count getting the 1 seed as having a playoff win because he advanced to the second round of the playoffs. Not by what he did in the playoffs, but what he earned in the regular season. So that, to me, earning the 1 seed is as good as a playoff win. And you lose to Josh Allen. I think there's nothing at stake for him with a loss. What about a win? What if he wins this Sunday? What does that mean for him?
Especially, a lot of it will depend for me. I mean, a win is a win regardless. Some of it will depend on how it looks. Like if he goes out there and straight up out-duels Josh Allen. We got a different conversation we're gonna have.
Let's just assume for all these guys with a win, there's a baseline of they play well.
Okay,
maybe not they turn it on, but 240, 2 touchdowns, maybe 1 turnover, and you play relatively clean.
Yeah,
like you play well.
I mean, I think then we're having a conversation where I don't know,
dude. People are gonna have him in the top 10.
People are going to have him there.
Quarterbacks in the world,
and
they're going to put him over guys like they're going to put him over guys like Jared Goff. They're going to put him over guys like Jordan Love and maybe Dak Prescott.
They'll probably have him
some
over
of those
Herbert
guys if he gets to the AFC Championship game in year 2.
Yeah,
he's just going to be there.
I feel like it's going to be it's the same situation as Jalen Hurts last year. I know in my heart that I don't think he and Jalen Hurts, let me start there. They're not bad NFL quarterbacks. They're good NFL quarterbacks. But they're not going to be, in my mind, in that elite tier that people will put them in. And it's because of the team around them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's going to get bumped up.
That's where he's going to be.
He's going to get bumped up, and some of it will be warranted, some of it won't. But
you You should. If you make an AFC Championship game in year 2, it should. Imagine a rookie doing that. That would be insane, right? I'm sure.
Well, I mean,
everybody would have him high,
remember Joe Burrow did it. Joe Burrow got to a Super Bowl in year 2.
Yeah.
So
well, he got to a Super Bowl. Yeah. Getting to a Super Bowl is different. That's even a different conversation. But even getting to the AFC Championship game, he's going to be put in those conversations. So
yeah. So I think some of it will be warranted, and some of it will be a topic of many discussions on podcasts, kind of thing.
Yep.
Anything else on Buffalo, Denver we got?
Nope. No, we can move
on.
All
right. Next Saturday game. This one I'm actually really excited about. I'm very excited about this game. 49ers at Seahawks. Let's go to the 49ers first. Man, how are we here? This team is barely alive. Physically, barely alive.
Yeah. Physically, most of their players are barely alive. The thing that, I mean, they have Kyle Shanahan, so I'm not going to say they're cooked. But we just saw this game, and I know it was a 10-point game, folks. That was not a close game. That game was a blowout. The 49ers never had a chance in that game. They got smothered. And I don't remember a playoff team in the divisional round being as banged up as they are right now. Obviously, we saw Kittle lose, but most of the injuries are on the defense. If we're not including the Brandon Ayuk injury, not injury holdout, most of the injuries are on the defense, and they just – I don't see any way they're able to get enough stops in this game. They weren't able to. They only gave up 13 points against Seattle last time, but it just, I'm telling you, if you watch the game, you understand that was not the story of the game, right? I don't know how they win this game with the amount of injuries they have and how healthy Seattle is coming off a bye.
Funnily enough, Seattle has only scored 13 points against the 49ers both times they've played them this year.
Really?
They lost to the 49ers. Granted, this was a healthy 49ers, 17-13 in week 1, and then beat them 13-3 in week 18.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. We'll have more talks about Seattle in just a second, but with the loss of George Kittle is just completely devastating to this offense. Like they figured it out against Philly.
It is.
And props to Birdie, props to Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey is, I mean, we gushed over him last week. Mike, I don't know how he keeps doing this.
Yeah.
But
Fantastic.
Seattle's defense is also different than Philly's, man. And Philly's got a great defense, but this one's better.
Yeah.
It's in Seattle, one of the best home field advantages in football. This is tough, dude.
Yeah. Now they're used to that. They've been here before.
That's true.
I don't remember. They have played Seattle in a playoff game. I think it was at home though. That was the game before Purdy got hurt against the Eagles in 22. If you'll remember that, they played Seattle. I think that one was at home though, in the playoffs. But
it wasn't this
Shanahan
Seattle defense
get you
either.
To there's a path to win. I will say there's a path to win, and we'll get there when we talk about Seattle. But even can Shanahan get you to 17? Can we find 17 points out there, Ben?
That's tough against these
Maybe.
guys.
I don't know.
Oh, I
don't know. I mean, Trent Williams is
Shanahan
playing.
can figure out 17 points. Don't get me wrong. He could figure out 17 points. I'm not saying he will, but he can do that. They're going to have to keep. I think no matter what, they've got to keep Seattle under 20. If Seattle scores 20 points or more, they're not going to do it.
Yeah. I almost said like 21 might be the number that they can't reach. Like this defense is good. Like, can Shanahan scheme up a drive and get them in field goal range and get a field goal or maybe even a touchdown? Yes. Can he scheme up one trick play that they score on? Yes. Can he find 2 more drives than that? I don't know, man. That's just a lot to ask with the health of this team versus Seattle. If anybody can do it, it's him.
They have no room for error. That first drive
I did see
for San Francisco is going to be unbelievably important. He needs to have the script of his life. Script of his life for that drive.
They've got to score. I would say they have to score. And they need to I almost feel like they need to play ahead. They almost need to play from ahead and force Seattle to where
I might
Sam
go
Darnold's
for 2
throw
on
the
that
ball
first
30,
drive.
35 times.
They got to go for 2 on that first drive.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They've got to make Sam Darnold throw the ball 30, 35 times. And he's shown the ability to do that and dominate you this year. But I think they've got a better chance of winning if Seattle has to go to an aggressive game plan offensively than if Seattle can be conservative. I don't see the path.
Yeah, and that's the problem
if Seattle can be conservative on offense, I don't see the path for San Francisco.
And that's the entire problem with the offense or the game plan that you just talked about is you're going to have a couple trick plays in the bag, and you got to score on that first drive. Can you find 2 other drives? If that's the question you're having, Seattle's going to be able to play safe. I just don't see them. To do that situation, they're going to have to jump up 14-0 early.
Yeah.
Can you do that against Seattle at home? Yeah. I don't know.
Well, let's talk about Seattle because there is one way, Ben.
We know that way, and we're about to talk about
There's one way you can do it.
There is.
Look, Sam Darnold has earned my respect this year. He is a real, legit NFL quarterback. This man has won 28 games the past 2 years. Let's not forget about that. 28 games in 2 years is impressive. I don't care if you're Sam Darnold or Tom Brady. That's impressive, right? Am I 100% sure he's not going to go out there and throw 4 picks? I'm not. I'll be honest with you, I'm not.
That is the path.
I've seen him do it. This year. I've seen him make, I'm telling you, I don't even remember what game it was, but I brought it up like 6 different weeks. He made so many horrible mistakes, right? In one game that I was like, I cannot trust Seattle. Now, I don't know if they've lost since then, which is why I've kind of come over to this side a little bit, but it is a night game. It is a playoff game. It's on Fox. I'm guessing Brady will be calling it. Yeah, it's the only Fox game, so Brady's going to be calling it. Man, I don't want this to happen. But last year I watched him in the 2 biggest games of the year meltdown. This year I watched him in the biggest game of the year against the Rams kind of melt down early. Now they saved it in the end, right? They get the big punt return.
He absolutely rose to the occasion in that fourth quarter.
Yeah. He had a really good drive in the fourth quarter and a great drive in overtime in the 2-point conversion. He did that. So props to him there. And then even against San Francisco, another huge game for the 1 seed, he was able to win the game. He scored 13 points, but he was able to win.
He didn't turn the ball over.
If he can just not turn it over, I don't see the path for San Francisco. If he just holds onto the ball and gets to 21 points, with San Francisco's health, I think that's got to be enough.
Yeah, I think that is the way. That is the path. The only path I see San Francisco winning is Sam Darnold. He's got to have 2 or more turnovers, probably. I think they can survive 1. With their defense, they can probably survive 2, but I think they need. But they've got the running game has really come on strong late for Seattle.
Yeah,
there's no excuse for them not to be able, but with Walker and Charbonnet, as much as we've joked about it during the regular season and for fantasy, there's no reason those guys can't get going in this game. They're both excellent running backs.
No.
And Darnold will need to make a couple nice throws to JSN, which he's been doing every game of every year, every week this year.
Yeah.
And just don't turn it over. They'll be fine. Just do not turn it over. I don't see a world where the 49ers are going to put up some points. I don't think they get to 20. I don't.
It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. Now, there is a report, I will say, Fred Warner has not been ruled out of this game, but, it seems really unlikely he's going to play. And even if he does, how healthy is he? So I'm excited for this one. I will say, if you told me there's one game that is a 3-point game this weekend, I'd probably say it's going to be this one. I like Seattle in this one. If you're going to ask me that, I like Seattle in this one.
Yeah, I think we both should pick a winner, and so far we're in lockstep. I think Seattle wins this game. I really do. I think Sam Darnold's going to be good. I think he's going to be. That's my prediction. I think Sam Darnold's going to play well, not elite, but I think he's going to play well.
I think he's not going to lose it for him. I don't know like what the stat line's going to look like, but I think it could be like week 18 this year. I think he's not going to be the reason they lose. And San Francisco's even more hurt than Seattle was in week 18 than they were in week 18, excuse me. And Seattle just had a bye, so they're even healthier. So I mean, it's just one of those perfect storms. I could see this being a game where it's like 49ers come out, Shanahan's got a great game plan, and it's a one-score game going into the fourth, and then, Seattle kind of widens it in the fourth, and it ends up being, I would take Seattle by 13, probably. It would be something like that.
I think Seattle can get to 20. I think they could get to 24, 27 points if they need to in this game. And I know Salah's great.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, the Seattle offense is far more consistent than the Eagles offense was last week. So
way more consistent.
So I know these teams know each other too. Like it's division rival, that does change things. But I think if Seattle needs to, they can get to 24, 27 points in this game. So I'm picking them.
Yeah.
I'm picking them probably by a touchdown or so.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we want to talk about what's at stake for the QBs?
Yeah. What's at stake for quarterbacks? Purdy, with the injuries, I think as long as he plays well, he's fine. He doesn't have to win this game. As long as he doesn't go out there and throw 3 or 4 picks, he's fine.
Yeah, I think beating the Eagles, and he had 2 bad moments in the Eagles game, but he had 2 great moments. And I think people didn't think with the health of this roster they should have won that game. So I think he's already kind of overachieved this year. I think he's playing with a little bit of house money, which might be a little dangerous for Seattle actually. But I don't think anybody's killing Purdy for losing this game. Certainly not.
No, and I think for Darnold's side, he doesn't really have a ton to lose because we're already picturing him as the reason they will lose. Like if Seattle loses this game, the only path we see is Darnold has a bad one. If he wins this game, he's able to at least somewhat put to bed all of the negative talk people say about him. He's going to be able to point to that and say, see, I beat the 49ers.
Dude, as far as what he has to lose, it's like, I don't think again, legacy is too strong of a word, but like, I don't think his place in the league takes a hit if he loses this game.
No, that's what I was saying. Like I don't think that happens.
But I think there is so much he gains by winning that in itself is a big loss, right? Because we're not valuing whether he loses versus whether he doesn't play in the game. We're valuing whether he loses versus whether he wins. Does that make sense? So winning, I think, cements him as like a legit NFL quarterback worth every penny of the deal he got.
Yeah.
But if he comes out there, he throws for 186 yards and 2 picks and he fumbles and they lose, it's going to be like, okay, he's a guy who can win you games in the regular season, but he does not have that gear in the playoffs. I hope that doesn't happen.
That's the mantle he already has, though.
That's what I'm saying. That's where he is. So I feel like losing, he doesn't take a step back. He just kind of stays there. But winning vaults him into like, oh, no, this is a legit NFL quarterback, and it was just Jet syndrome and Panther syndrome, and he's worth every penny that he got. It was the real deal last year with Minnesota. It's the real deal now, and he's going to be in that top 12-ish quarterback conversation at that point, maybe top 10 even.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. That's where I am with it. Is, I mean, it'll suck for him to lose, but he's exactly what we think he is, or at least what we like to say he is if he loses. But if he wins, man, he's now got. I mean, this more playoff wins than Justin Herbert.
Yeah. And like I said, he's already got one. He earned the 1 seed. You get a bye. He is in the divisional round. He has passed through one round of the playoffs. I count that as a win in my book.
Yeah. So I think he does it. I think they do it. I'm picking Seattle. I think he gets it done.
I hope so. I want them to win.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with San Francisco. I really don't. So if they win this game, I'm fine with that. But they've overachieved. I don't think they're a team that can win the Super Bowl. So I do want it to happen for Seattle. That's who I'm pulling for.
Yep.
All right. Texans Patriots Sunday. Huge game.
Yeah.
Huge
game.
I
mean, this is going to be about as good as it gets. I think this one might be close too. I'm thinking one score in this one for sure.
Yeah, I am too. And I mean, this one, you've got possibly the best defense in the NFL. All three of the best defenses in the NFL, by the way, have made it to this point in the season. So defense still matters in a major way in the NFL this year.
Yeah, that is not a coincidence.
Yeah. We know the question for the Texans. We do. I know beyond the shadow of a doubt their defense is good enough to beat anybody in this league. Can CJ not fumble 5 times and throw an ugly pick? That's the question. I mean,
that's the only question. So CJ's actually got 3 playoff wins at this point.
He does.
And if you just look at the score from the last game, you'd be like, oh my gosh, they scored 30? CJ had to play great. No. CJ did not play great. I feel like I still don't know who the Texans are. I feel like this was a 3-point game in the fourth quarter. Let's not forget that. Like, this was not a blowout the whole time. They had 2 defensive touchdowns at the end. They could not move the ball. And I feel like this year, Pittsburgh and the Patriots have had similar levels of defense. Am I way off there?
Probably. Yeah, that's comparable.
Probably similar. Now, the thing is, and I know it didn't show in their last game, the Patriots' bugaboo kind of is they can't get after the passer. Again, I know it didn't show against the Chargers, but that has been their thing all year. They don't get a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Yeah, that was the Chargers. Texans O-line is a lot better than that. How is that going to affect things? I'll tell you a big thing. Nico Collins might not play in this game. I don't know where he's at in his concussion protocol.
Yeah.
I know it, but that was a Monday night game. Remember, they did not play on Sunday or Saturday. They played on Monday. So he has one less day to prepare for this game. Now, thankfully, this is on Sunday, not Saturday. But, concussion is one of those things where they won't let you play. It's not like, oh, man, my ankle's really not healthy enough, but I'm going to tough it out today. No, you're not allowed to play if you don't pass that test. So him playing is going to be a big deal in this game. I'm so interested to see what this Texans offense looks like.
Yeah. And something I thought was interesting, and it kind of just came in my head. We know why the New England won last week, right? I mean, it just they dominated Herbert. They dominated defensively. Right. They couldn't get anything done. If you watch the Texans game, Stroud did not play better than Herbert did last week. He didn't.
No.
So
No.
Now you're going into New England with a quarterback potentially without his best weapon who looked just as bad against the Steelers as Herbert did against New England, and CJ has better complements around him basically everywhere. He has better receivers, a better offensive line, and potentially better running backs because Hampton didn't even play. It was Kamani Vidal's tiny self the entire game for the Chargers. So I'm not saying that as a comparison of CJ to Herbert, but like, dude, this, even though they can't get after the passer, this isn't a defense you can just take lightly. And with Stroud,
oh no,
deer in headlights sometimes, he truly is the entire linchpin of this.
Yeah, no, he is. If you told me, if you flash forward and you said, I can give you C.J. Stroud's stat line, he throws for 255 and 2 touchdowns and doesn't turn it over, I would say they win.
I do.
I'd say simply that's going to be good enough. I don't know if he gets there. He didn't get there against the Steelers. I'm fascinated by this game because, again, I still don't feel like I know how good the Texans are. And it's just because of him.
I've been saying it for weeks now. I want to be able to push all my chips in. Not because I want the Texans to win the Super Bowl, but like I want to be able to say, like, that's the team. That's the team that's going to win it all. Because they got that defense.
Right.
Oh, they got Nico Collins. They got all this. CJ Stroud just goes numb for parts of entire games. And it's like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
So
fascinated by that. On the Patriots side, I mean, we saw him play a playoff team. Now, it was a playoff team that crazy beat up on the offensive line, and they brutally took advantage of that, right? But this is a real test for this offense. This is a real test.
And it's not like...
One thing Drake did...
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, you might have been about to say the same thing. I was going to say, they didn't dominate the Chargers' defense.
Oh, no. So their offense against the Chargers, they had the one long touchdown to Hunter Henry. Credit to them, great throw, whatever. They had the one long play to Kayshon Boutte. Other than that, their whole offense was Drake scrambling and dump offs to Ramondre Stevenson. That was it. That's all they had. Like, for large portions of that game. The Texans are so fast at DB and so fast at linebacker. It's not that Drake isn't going to be able to scramble, but I don't think he's going to be able to scramble like he did against the Chargers. So I don't think
there's not going to be 15-yard lanes open for Drake this time.
No, I don't think that's just going to be a bust, and they're able to press every time. And Drake, now, he fumbled twice against the Chargers. One, he lost. One, he obviously their offensive line recovered it. This defense gets after you, man. These pass rushers are real. They could easily force a fumble, Drake. They could easily pick him off with that DBs and linebackers, and this is going to be a real test for this offense. I'm pumped to see it. I'm back all in on Drake May. I'm really excited to see how they handle this. I really am.
Yeah, I mean, the Chargers defense is very good. The Texans defense is just flat out better. It just is.
Yeah, they are.
Basically at every level than the Chargers defense. So I'm not saying it's a task Drake May can't get done. I think he absolutely can. But this is going to be the biggest test of his entire career. Is can you deal with playoff pressure against that defense? CJ Stroud part of it aside, that's the mountain you've got to climb. Is you got to get past those guys. You're gonna. I don't know. So much. This is so frustrating. Is going to be picking this game because so much of it is going to depend on what version of CJ Stroud we get. If we get the Steelers version of CJ Stroud, 13 points can win this game. If CJ can put stuff together, it might take 24 because I don't think the Patriots defense, even though it is extremely good, is not so formidable that I'm like, dude, I don't know if you're going to be able to put up 20 points on them. Like, you can put up 20 to 24 points on the Patriots defense. I think that's doable. So if Stroud can do that, I don't know if the Patriots put up 24, 27 points on this Texans defense. I just don't think that happens.
Yeah, and it's one of those things I'm interested to see like what Vrabel picks out during this game and takes advantage of. Like once Vrabel saw, I don't even think it was the offensive line that Vrabel saw this past game. I think it was once he realized their receivers cannot get open. I'm sending extra guys on the blitz every time, and you saw what the Chargers offense looked like in the second half. I'm interested to see what he picks up on against this Texans defense or this Texans offense. Maybe without Nico, maybe they can't get open. And maybe he goes back to that same, hey, we're going to pressure every time and see how they pick it up, see how he adjusts protection, see how he moves in the pocket, see if we can put some pressure on CJ. I'm fascinated to see it. And Nico, if he doesn't play, that might be a big loss because he's not been a guy this year that is just going to give you, 9, 10 targets. But he is a guy that is really good after the catch. One thing the Chargers did not do is they were not able to break tackles, man. Even when they got the ball in their hands, first guy basically tackled him every time. Nico's a guy who can make you miss. So they may not have that if he doesn't play in this game. I'm pumped about it. I'm fascinated by this one. I really am.
And I think they do have some weapons outside of Nico. I think Jaden Higgins has had a good rookie year. Christian Kirk was phenomenal against the Steelers. And
Christian Kirk was great.
Who's that other guy? Xavier Hutchinson?
No,
Jalen Noel. Hutchinson, they also have, is pretty good. Obviously, none of those guys compared to Nico. I'm not trying to make that. But they do have guys outside of that. But they've got to have a matchup beater, and that's what Nico Collins is.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be a fun one, man. Pumped about it.
Who do you... Let's do what's on the line for the quarterbacks first, and then we'll pick who wins.
Okay. What's on the line for CJ with a loss? It's literally the same story of every year of his career. You win your first playoff game against a team that's kind of outmatched and maybe shouldn't be in the playoffs, and then you get beat in the second round. I mean, that's literally what he's done every year. He beat the Browns his rookie year and then lost to the Ravens. Last year, he beat the Chargers when Herbert turned it over a bunch of times and then lost to the Chiefs. And then this year, he beat the Steelers, who really weren't talented enough to be there, and then he would obviously lose this one. So it's kind of just par for the course. And I think the pressure on him is, I think if he wins this game, the Texans really have to consider, if he makes the AFC Championship game in year 3, the Texans really have to consider extending him this offseason. I think if he loses, you're looking at a franchise tag and not even an offer of a contract. I think that's the pressure
you think
he's
they
facing
would just pick up his 5th-year option instead?
Franchise tag. I didn't mean that. I meant 5th-year option. I think 5th-year option. But year 3 is like when the elite guys get paid. I think if he wins this week, they got to consider it, man. But if he doesn't win this week, they'll be happy to just franchise tag, and we'll see what happens next. 5th-year option, and we'll see what happens next year.
Yeah, I agree. For me, dude, it's just play well. He needs to play well in this game. He's been so inconsistent. I just got to see him play well.
I'll tell you what he needs to do this week. He needs to be in the jugs machine, learn how to catch snaps. What was that?
5 fumbles?
How many snaps has he got to drop?
5?
My
unreal,
gosh.
CJ.
Hit the jugs machine.
Yeah. And does he gain anything with a win? I mean, I think he does. I mean, going to an AFC Championship, obviously huge.
Oh, of course.
And he would do it past a very good Patriots team.
Dude, that would be 4 playoff wins. Like, Joe Burrow might only have 4 playoff wins. Maybe he has 5. But, like, Lamar, I don't think has 4 playoff wins. Josh Allen has 8. Like, that's not... 4 playoff wins is nothing to sneeze at, especially through 3 years. So, if he wins this, I mean, he's not an elite guy, certainly, but like he's a legit guy you can win with if he wins this game.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. He would be another one. He maybe more so than Bo Nix, but another one that's like, I've got to give him his props, but at the same time, there's just something there that I can't. I'm not convinced, kind of thing.
I mean, he's still going to be in that class where when he's on his rookie deal and he's cheap, you can win with him, and if you pay him $55 million a year, you're probably drawing dead for the Super Bowl. But again, that's an elite class to be in. Like that, there's not that many guys in that class. You know, we're talking 15 to 18 guys in the world. So,
and on a personal level, if I go out there and get $55 million a year, and never win a Super Bowl, and I'm always just considered a good NFL quarterback, I would take that personally, but
yeah,
the media would never.
Yeah.
The media doesn't say that.
I'll be Andy Dalton. I'm fine with that.
That's fine with me.
I'll be Andy Dalton.
Drake May, gain or loss?
So with a loss, I don't think anything. I think this is a completely great season.
Very successful season.
I think he's playing with house money at this point. Very successful season. Second team All-Pro. Going to finish first or second in the MVP. And he won a playoff game. You know, if he would have really crapped out against the Chargers, which he played poorly, but they got away with it. If he would have crapped out in that game, that's one thing. But he got a win. I don't think there's much at stake with a loss.
No, I don't think there's a whole lot at stake. I was going to say something, you know, the questions around Stroud, but, I mean, what we just said, Stroud, with a win, gets vaulted up into those categories, so it's not like it would go down as like a shameful, like you lost to who in the playoffs, so not a huge thing. But if he wins and goes to an AFC championship in his second year, it's going to be different than the Bo Nix conversations, though, if Bo Nix does it. Because Nix is like 26 years old, and we've already had these questions about him, like he's getting carried by the roster around him, blah, 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 all these things. And he, like, the season he had was kind of May had a great season. May had an unbelievable season and went to the AFC championship if he wins. So that's stout on his record. I mean, if he wins, he's in the category.
He has a claim.
Go ahead.
No, if he wins, he has a claim. I don't know if I would have him ranked here. But if he wins, he has a claim. I'm the fourth best quarterback in the world. And by the way, I'm putting him ahead in that of Burrow and Lamar. Now, I don't know if I would have him there, but he has a claim for it. He has a claim to say the only people better than me right now are Mahomes, Allen, and Stafford. That's it. I'm in year 2, second team All-Pro, made the AFC Championship game. My team won 4 games the year before I got here. I think they won 5 last year, and now they're in the AFC Championship. He has that claim. Like I said, I might still have Lamar over him, but I mean that's not a crazy thing to think if he wins this game.
No, I would agree that that's an argument being said. Obviously, if you know me, I'm not going to have him ranked there personally, but no, I do agree. I do agree the argument can be made.
Hey, after last season, I thought
Jaden at 5.
Jaden was 5th or 6th.
I had Jaden at 5.
I thought Jaden was 5th or 6th. Yeah, I thought it was. I thought him and Stafford. You could flip either one, but
Patriots
I had them there.
A better roster and a better coach than Jaden had. So there's that factor of
absolutely.
it. But I do see where I get
won
the
2
argument.
road playoff games.
Yes.
He won 2 road playoff games versus 2 home playoff games, which is more impressive. But still, like that's a claim he'll have. That's a claim he'll have. And he's undeniably top 7 or 8.
Oh,
but he has a claim to be as high as 4, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I think that is going to be where the argument is the cutoff of the top 3. I don't think there's any question between those guys. But he's going to be there's a teardrop into Burrow, Lamar, and him category.
Him, Burrow, and Lamar.
Yeah,
that's
that will be
that's
the tier.
List. And
that'll be the argued 3.
If you're somebody out there who just says, I don't care about the injuries, I think he's going to come back healthy, and you want to put Jaden there, maybe that's fair, but those are the guys. Those are the guys.
Yeah. So that's what's at stake for him. I genuinely don't know where you land on this. I'm not even 100% sure where I am. Who do we think wins this game?
I think I'm going to take the Patriots. I don't have a score for you. I'll say, I think it's 1 score. But I'll take the Pats.
I would do the same. I want to say this one truly is a toss-up. I think both teams can obviously definitely win this game. But with the inconsistencies from Stroud, I think I'm taking the Patriots in a close one. If the game is close, I think I trust Drake May more than I trust C.J. Stroud.
Okay. I would say that.
Last game.
Go Heels.
Last game, Rams-Bears. Rams on the road against Chicago. On the Rams side, there's nothing that we haven't already said before, man. Just win. They are Super Bowl or bust.
Man, this is so fun because I think these two teams are pretty similar in a lot of ways. They both can run the ball even though they don't have fantastic talent at running back. Both these quarterbacks
my boy Swift
have
like
elite
that.
talent. Yeah. Both these quarterbacks have elite talent. The receiving weapons, I would say, are about even, but, I mean, it's different. One is like the Bears, everybody is kind of similar talent level.
Bears have a lot of good guys.
The Rams obviously have one guy who's elite and then other guys who fill in. And both these defenses are gettable. That's what's going to make this fun. I could see this being a high-scoring game. Actually,
and both teams, by the way,
both
teams, by the way, also have the offensive whiz kid as the head coach.
Absolutely. One the original, and one obviously the new guy on the block. Let me check this out. Sunday night. Ooh, Ben.
Is it cold?
Ben. 6:30 in Chicago on Sunday night. 15 degrees. Feels like 3.
This isn't a prediction.
Ben, these are LA boys.
This isn't a prediction, but I'm going to go ahead and say the Bears have the advantage.
These are LA boys, Ben. I mean,
Matthew Stafford's
where's Puka
old.
from? Is he from California? Is he from Hawaii? He's from out there somewhere, right? Stafford's from Georgia or from Texas.
He's old.
I mean, these are LA boys. So
38 years old. The hits feel different when you're 38 and it's 3 degrees outside.
Right. Good news is I don't know how much he's going to get hit, but
that's true.
I will say the cold benefits the Rams. Obviously being at home, the cold benefits the Bears. Obviously being home benefits the Bears. I still think it's going to be really fun, man. I think Stafford against this defense, the Panthers defense, this is going to shock you. I'm telling you, look at things just objectively. The Panthers defense is better than the Bears defense with the state they're in right now. And the Bears lost their
that's not a crazy thing
best
to say.
linebacker. No, they lost their best linebacker in the last game. So, in these games, typically it's running and defense win these games. Cold, Chicago, night games in January. But I think, depending on the wind, if it's super windy, that's one thing. If it's not windy, I think both these teams are going to be able to throw the ball. They both have guys who can really do it after the catch. So even if they can't throw it deep, Puka with big yak ability, Luther Burden and DJ Moore with big yak ability, Colston Loveland, the same thing. So it's going to be a lot of fun, man. Going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this game. I mean, we've already both said we want Stafford to come out of the NFC, so we're kind of inherently pulling for that. But I'm okay with the Bears winning this game. I like Ben Johnson. I've come around on Caleb. There's guys. I like the story on the Bears. I like all the guys there. So I don't really. It's not going to hurt my feelings who wins this game, regardless.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I don't feel like I have a ton to break down team wise. Like we know the Bears have got to be consistent earlier in the game. I will say that. I don't think if you get down big, late game heroics aren't going to save you against LA. I know the Seattle game happened. I know, but in the playoffs, man, I'm just not going to sit here and count on that happening.
You can't
in the playoffs against a team of this caliber. I can't.
To me, the single most important player in this game, outside of the quarterbacks, outside of Stafford and Caleb, the most important player in this game is Jared Verse. He barely made a dent in that Panthers game.
He
I couldn't see him.
Bryce
last
Young.
year, he looked elite to me. He looked elite to me last year. I barely saw him against the Panthers. The Bears lost their left tackle at the end of this past game. Ozzy Trapolo. I can't remember how you pronounce it, but they lost him. He's not playing. He's not playing the rest of the year. So Jared Verse has to make his print. Like, he has to stamp his print on this game. And I think if he can do that, look, Caleb's going to get away from you. And yes, Caleb is great at throwing on the run. Sometimes it almost feels like he's better throwing on the run than not. You got to make him uncomfortable. And I think if you make him uncomfortable, he's still a young quarterback. He had terrible moments last game. Can you get him to unravel? If you really can put pressure on him, maybe. I think Jared Verse is a very important player in this game, especially that the Bears are missing their left tackle.
Yep. Caleb's a little bit used to pressure, though. I mean, he faced it a lot last year. He's faced it a lot this year, too. So, I think Caleb can handle it.
Yeah.
And like you said, he's good on the run. Caleb's slippery, too, man. He is a great runner. He's very good.
He is. I guarantee you, if he had the choice of having pressure and not, he would choose not.
Obviously, you choose not, but
let's try to get after him. Let's try to get after him a little bit.
Yeah. What's at stake for these quarterbacks? I mean, we know what's at stake for Stafford.
So with a loss for Stafford, I think it's not nearly as disappointing as Josh Allen.
It's all Hall of Fame talk for Stafford.
It's definitely okay. Oh, that's interesting. I think if he wins the MVP, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, that's kind of what I think. But I think if he doesn't win the MVP, this game means a lot more. That's kind of where I was going with it. He can't lose this.
Sure.
If he wins the MVP, he's fine. So,
I think he's like Josh Allen light, to where if he loses this game, it's a big deal. But it's not as crushing as it would be for Allen because he's already got one Super Bowl. But if he wins, like Josh Allen, if he wins this game, all he's earned is the AFC Championship game, and that's not what people are looking for him. That's not going to give him any extra points, right? Stafford making another AFC Championship game, obviously he'd like to make a Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl. He's going to get a lot of credit at the end of his career for making this NFC Championship game, period. So if he wins this game, I think there's a lot to win. There's a lot to gain for him here. And there's a lot to lose, but not quite as much as Josh Allen, I don't think.
Yeah, like I said, I think so much of it hinges on the MVP. If he wins the MVP and makes it to this game or to the NFC Championship, it's great. Now, if he doesn't win the MVP, he's going to really he needs that Super Bowl. He needs another Super Bowl.
Yeah, he does.
So
at least to make it.
Yeah, he needs to at least make it.
Right. When you already have one in the bag, like winning it would be insane for his legacy, but just making another one is huge for your legacy.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm only looking at it through Hall of Fame because for Stafford, I mean, he's got the stats, he's got the Super Bowl. Like if he doesn't get an MVP, I think he's going to need 2 Super Bowls, or at least he may not need it.
Yeah.
But it's going to help a lot to have 2 Super Bowls. So.
Right.
How about go ahead.
If he wins the MVP and wins another Super Bowl, and I mean, my goodness, if he wins that Super Bowl MVP, he might go from like coming into this year being like he probably doesn't make it to first ballot.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He could make that big of a jump this year with an MVP and a Super Bowl MVP. Like, man, it's in front of him.
Yeah. How about for Caleb?
So I think for Caleb, this is Drake May light. So I think if he loses, I don't think he's going to get killed. Because this is what people wanted to see from him this year. The Bears were way better. They got the 2 seed. He had really good moments, and he won a playoff game. He beat the Packers in a playoff game. So for Bears fans, that's like...
Their Super Bowl's done already.
Yeah. That's another part of this, though. Like, I'm interested to see the emotions after the Packers game because that's Big Brother.
Could they come out
They beat Big Brother. Can they get up for this
game?
next game? Yeah. I mean, can they stay up for this game? Like, we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited to see it. So, but for Caleb, I think if he loses, I don't think he's getting killed at all. I think it's a great season either way. And if he wins, I think he's got an argument that he is the guy after May, Burrow, and Lamar. I think he has an argument I'm the next guy after that. I'm number 7 or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
I probably still wouldn't have him there.
And interesting to me is all of those guys that we talk about, they're all in the AFC. So he's got a chance to stamp himself as crazy. Like, dude, the NFC comes through me now. Not these other guys. You know, the AFC can figure it out. NFC comes through me.
Right. Especially if Stafford retires, after this year. I would 100% think Jaden is the best player in the NFC, but he has an argument it's him. He would absolutely have an argument if it's him if he makes the NFC Championship game in year 2. So he's, we've seen the talent. It's just, can you be consistent enough to win in the playoffs? If he beats the Rams, man, that's
basically, I think the way we've looked at it in both May and Caleb is they're both playing with house money. They don't have much to lose, but they got a lot to gain.
Got a lot to gain. Drake more than Caleb because of the regular season he had. But yeah, still ton to gain.
Yeah. And then who do we think wins this game? I think we'll both be in agreement here.
I'm gonna take the Rams. And I think it's more high scoring. I'm going to take them, 31, 24, 31, 23, something like that.
I was going to say 34-27. I think it could get close. But I trust the Rams in a tight game more than. Well, I don't know. I mean, given how the Bears have played in tight games this year.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah. I'm not a score predictions guy, so I could be way off. I mean, I could not even be close with any of these, but that's just kind of that's how I'm feeling.
I don't. We are not good enough to predict scores. We're just not.
Dude, some dudes are out here and they will say it with their chest. They're like, "Nope, Rams are beating them," or "Broncos are beating the Bills." Like I'm like, I'm just gonna watch and see. Here's what I'm feeling. I'll watch and see.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like you and I are not confident enough to say that, but I'm like, I feel like nice. Like, who do we think wins this game? Not like I'm not going to sit and plant my foot and say, oh yeah, the Bills are winning. I think they win. Yeah. I think they win.
And there's a lot of people out there who are confident in saying that and shouldn't be. So,
but there's also a lot of people who place U.S. dollars on these games, and that's why we have betting lines. You and I are not putting money on these games.
No.
No, I think these guys win. I think that's all we got for these. Do we want to, we're at an hour and 7 minutes. Do we want to touch it all or just mention who the coaching vacancies or what?
No, I mean, I don't, we can get into it later, I think. Yeah. I don't think that's,
Yeah. If you're wondering who we're talking about, just open up Twitter. You'll see who got fired. We don't need to tell you.
Yeah, that gets covered enough. I think we're good.
Yeah. All right. Well, the only thing left for us to do is make it to Saturday.
Yep.
That's what we got.
We just got to make it there, Ben.
My
wife just has to not go into labor before Saturday. That's all I'm wanting.
That's a big deal. There's a potential I'm coming up this weekend to watch football, and it will be extremely rude for you to take your wife to the hospital while I'm there watching football.
It would be quite inconsiderate of her and my son, who's being born.
And you.
To be born during that time.
Just ask your wife.
And me, yeah.
Stop. Don't do that right now.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
That's what we got. We will see you guys next week. Hopefully, Landon will be here and not in the hospital discussing things. But if not,
I would love to be here.
I will pull Josh off the bench. We will see you guys next week.